For a long while now, I've been meaning to make a video for this channel again, but I was never able to find anything interesting to make a video on. One day, I woke up and I decided that I would stop watching dudes jack off on Instagram, and I finally tried to search for something. It was in the search that I discovered the octopus. Okay, well, obviously I've known about the octopus for a while now, but it was only recently that I discovered how truly fascinating these deadbeat bums are. Of course, most people know that octopuses are really intelligent creatures, but most of those people don't really understand the depths of their intelligence. From one of the most complex nervous systems around in the animal kingdom, as well as an exceedingly unique anatomy, even within its phylum, to psychology surprisingly intricate that's not that far from our own. I hope that by the end of this video, you'll have at least learned something new about the octopus. Now, before we actually get to look at the captivating nature of the octopus, we need to first look at the evolutionary history of both the cephalopods and octopuses themselves. See, personally, I find it really boring, like the evolution side of things, so I'll do a rough overview, because it's also like pretty complicated and I don't want to put too much attention to this. I just find modern day octopuses like a lot more interesting and stuff, so. An octopus is a part of the phylum Mollusca, named by George Cuvier in 1795, which meant soft-bodied in Latin. That name would be fitting as mollusks are in fact soft-bodied invertebrates, often seen sporting a hard outer shell alongside a mantle within the shell where a majority of their organs are present, and a strong muscular foot as well. The earliest mollusks likely evolved during the Cambrian period, around 550 million years ago, not even that long ago, with them being bottom dwellers and having much of the same characteristics modern-day mollusks have. About 50 million years into the future, around the late Cambrian to early Ordovician period, a group of mollusks evolved to have a more active, free-swimming lifestyle. These were the first cephalopods, becoming advanced animals within the phylum. Cephalopoda, named by Francois Cuvier in 1997, means headfoot in Latin, which I think is a pretty accurate description of them. These ancient cephalopods still had external shells, but they now had like jet propulsion and stuff, which allowed them to just like propel themselves and swim better. So they pretty much just spent their time traveling and exploring the ocean just because they could. One of the earliest known cephalopods is this dude, the Plectronoceros, which just looks stupid in my opinion. I don't know, he looks too silly for me. What we'll now see, if we fast forward around 100 to 200 years, is the divergence that cephalopods started to take from mollusks. They started to develop larger brains as well as more complex eyes. They also began to internalize their shells or just outright lose them and gain both speed and flexibility. Out of this, two major cephalopod lineages emerged: the nautiloids, who kept their external shells and who still exist today as nautilus, and coleoids, who internalized or just completely lost their shells. These include squids, cuttlefish, and of course our main dudes, the octopuses. Skipping around 25 to 50 million years, going into the Carboniferous to Permian period, we'll find the first ancestors of the octopus emerging. Early octopuses most likely descended from a shared belemnite ancestor, squishy-bodied coleoid cephalopods with reduced shells. From this point, the octopuses evolved radically. They completely lost their internal shells. They evolved 8 muscular arms instead of tentacles, the difference being that arms have suckers along their entire lengths, whereas tentacles only have them at the end, and ultimately developed a highly flexible body, which is perfect for squeezing into tight spaces. The modern-day insular octopod body plan, no shell, high intelligence, color-changing skin, and 3 hearts, was fully established by the Mesozoic era, meaning that the same octopuses we see now were relatively the same during the dinosaurs' reign of the land. See, that was a fairly simple recap of the evolutionary history of the octopus. Now, before I cover the actual biology of the octopus, I like to say that I'm only going over insular octopuses, since these are the ones you'll commonly see. The cirrus octopus usually live in close proximity to the seabed, so you can't really study them, which is already pretty hard to do on insular octopuses due to their solitary nature. Is pretty much impossible to do on a cirrus octopus. I hope you guys found the evolutionary history of the octopus, or the simplified version of it at least, interesting. I'm just glad to have, some content out. More videos like this are coming out, specifically related to the octopus, so if you like that, there's more of it coming. If you didn't like it, comment what type of content you'd like to see in the future. Whichever option you choose, just know you'll be seeing more of me.